Hi there, Amar here from Barhelper. Welcome to this introduction to Barhelper. Now we will go through the steps to set up our bar so that we can better keep track of our beers and the quantity of beer that we have. The first thing for us to do is to update our profile, and we can do this by giving our bar a name. We can also give our bar an avatar or logo. To do that, we click on Add Image, select an appropriate image, and we can also then crop this image to get exactly the logo that we want. Then we click on Save Image, and we close this window. We can then see that we have updated the name of our bar, and we have received a nice little logo. Perfect. In this wizard, you can also set up things like connecting a Plato keg, which is a little bit more advanced, so I won't go through that now, but we will do so in a later video. What we can do for now is add our very first keg. So we simply click on the Add Keg button, give our keg a name. We then set the volume of our keg. In this case, this is a 19-liter keg. And we set the amount of beer left in this keg currently. Let's say that's 7. We can then just close this keg modal, and we have added our first keg. We can then add a tap by clicking on the Add Taps button, give our tap a name. In this case, I will call my tap left, because it's my left tap. And I can also choose to connect this tap to a keg in Barhelper. So I click on the keg line here, and I can select my keg number 1, which we just created. We can also see that I can connect this keg to a Plato or Kegtron, but again, these are a little bit more advanced, so we will go through them in later videos. For now, we can just click on Close, and then we can go to adding our first beer, which is the most important part. We can then enter a name for our beer. We will call this Barhelper IPA. We can select the style of beer, and that's an IPA. I can give it a color. Let's in this case just say it's 15 and it's 6%, and I can give it an IBU of, let's say, 22. I can also select to set the bottle date. So let's just say that was today. And I can also set a best before date. We're going to drink this pretty quickly, so let's just set a month. We can also add a label to our beer. We just click on the Add Label button, select an appropriate image, and we can crop this image. In this case, I just want the foam. So let's select that and hit on Save Image, and we got a nice little label. Now I can tie this beer to a keg, and we will just select the keg that we just created, keg number 1. I can also add a number of bottles that I have of this beer. So let's say I have a few half-liter bottles. I will click on Save Here, and let's say I have 10 bottles of this beer, and just click the Save icon there. I am also lucky enough to have a can seamer, so I can add a few cans that I have of this beer. Let's again say we have a few half-liter cans, and let's say I have about 20 of those. So I enter 20, and I click on Save. Then I can just close this. If I now go back to my home page, I can see that I have my very first beer here, which is on keg number 1. The nice thing about Barhelper is that it helps me to keep track of how much beer I have left. So if I were to go and pick myself up a glass and want to check out some of this beer and tap it out of my keg, I can simply click on the beer here on the home page, and I can select which size I tapped from my tap. So in this case, I have a half-liter glass. So let's just click on half-liter here. And since this currently doesn't display decimal numbers, it still says that I have 7 liters left. So if I go grab myself another glass, click on this, I can see that I have 6 liters left of this beer. Now, if I have a Plato keg or a Kegtron, this process is more automated for me, but we will go through those in later videos. Now, if I want to check out some of my cans or bottles of this beer, I can go down to the All Beers page, select my beer, and let's say I want to grab a bottle of this beer. I can just click on the little bottles button here, and I'm going to check out a half-liter bottle of this beer. So I've checked out one, now I have 9 left, and I can check out another one, and I have 8 left. I can also check out a can. Now I got 19 cans left. I could also select up here on my keg number 1 that I checked out another half-liter of beer. That's all for now. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you in another video.